a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Business with a servant's heart. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk on life. Our guest will share his life story. We want you to success in life. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk on life. We're gonna talk on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are gonna witness. Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Business with a servant's heart. Listen to the podcast.
Welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. Every episode is an invitation, a reminder that business and life isn't just about profit, it's about purpose. It's about showing up with a servant's heart in every deal and every decision, every day to make a powerful impact on others. Today's guest is going to light you up. You'll be motivated, you'll be challenged, and most importantly, you're going to walk away with tools that inspire action both in your life and the lives of others. Audience, here's your homework. How will you serve yourself and others today? Doesn't have to be a big impact. Even a small act of kindness or courage can change the game. So lean in, take notes. Shout out to my two sponsors, A Mind for All Seasons. Your brain is your greatest competitive edge, and it deserves to perform like one. Want to think faster, remember more, and stay focused longer? Just text the word OPTIMIZE to 72000. Optimize to 72000 and get instant access to Welcome 6 short to Doing business Business with Servants. each just I'm 3 your or 5 host, minutes Steve Ramona, that reveals every simple episode strategies is an invitation to to unlock remind you that business and life isn't just about because profit. when your brain is It's clear, about purpose. your business grows. It's about showing up an with epic a impact, servant's the heart in every storytelling deal, system every that helps your decision, message connect every and day convert. to make a powerful It's just 4 impact on steps. others. Engage. Today's persuade, guest is going to inspire, light you up. Close with you'll clarity. be motivated. I use it every day for all my and most messages. importantly, you're going to walk away with tools.
Try it
that
free
action
at
both in your
Epic
life
Impact
and the lives of
AI
others.
with code Steve.
Audience, here's your
Change your
homework. Messages. How will you serve
Change
yourself
your
and others
results.
today?
Excited to
be a
announce
big impact.
Doing
Even
Business
small
with
act of
Servant's Heart
kindness or
podcast was
courage
named top
can
6
change the game
in small business
So lean
marketing.
in, take notes.
Thanks to all of
Shout out
you,
to my two sponsors,
my guest,
A Mind for All
audience.
Seasons. You've
Your brain
impacted
is
so
your
many
greatest
people.
competitive
Let's continue
edge,
doing
and
it deserves to perform like one. Want to think faster, remember more, and stay focused longer? Just text the word OPTIMIZE to 72000. Optimize to 72000 and get instant access to 6 short, powerful videos, each just 3 to 5 minutes, that reveal simple strategies to unlock peak mental performance. Because when your brain is clear, your business grows. And Epic Impact, the storytelling system that helps your message connect and convert, it's just 4 steps. Engage, persuade, inspire, close with clarity. I use it every day for all my messages. Try it free at epicimpact.ai with code Steve. Change your messages, change your results. Excited to announce Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast was named top 6 in small business marketing. Thank you all of you, my guest and my audience. You've impacted so many people. Let's continue doing that. Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. And I'm pretty excited today because this is going to be a tough message, but it's such an important message about our schools. I'm in Northern California. We've had already 2 school shootings. It's hard for me to say, and some young kids have lost their lives. This has to change. We all know schools are not safe. Schools need to be safe. They need to be sanctuaries where kids can go, learn, and be able to be kids. And we need to help that. We're going to talk about that today. So let's bring on our guests, Monica and TJ. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve.
TJ, talk about your nonprofit and your mission.
Well, thank you, Steve. We have a team of phenomenal people from across the nation. We've all come together over the course of the last 15 years, started a nonprofit, Safer Schools Foundation. We've all joined together to address the problem that you just opened this podcast up with, and way beyond it, to reach the youth of this nation as quite honestly, Steve, that's never been done before, and has to happen. In order for change to happen, I always say to continue to do the same things and expect a different result is insanity to me. And it breaks my heart. It absolutely shatters my soul every single time I hear of a child are a family that has not only lost their lives, but the ones that are left behind, their entire life has changed in such a horrific way. And we have put a program together to not only address this, but this is changing the culture of our schools and our communities. And quite frankly, I'm excited just for the fact that it's needed and it's being accepted.
What's the backstory of this nonprofit and Safer Schools getting started?
Steve, I've been a trainer for the last 20 years. I'll make a long story very short. About 18 years ago, we designed a training system specifically designed. It was a physical training platform for our U.S. military and first responders. Okay. With this training system came a small group exercise unit. It had to be done in a team environment, a self-spotting system. So no matter what shape a first responder was in, they would come on and they could be able to perform themselves to get them physically and mentally ready for anything that their job entails. Okay, that was the original design 17 years ago. As we started training across the nation, the results were profound. I mean, first responders and all of a sudden professional athletes are coming in, and the results were incredible. It was awesome, actually. Well, what happened is, excuse me, whenever we'd go train, there would always be a group of kids that after it was over, the adults would be recovering and everything. Kids would say, "Can we try this?" And be like, "Absolutely." It's a self-spotting system, Steve. So anybody of any caliber can do it. I mean, you can bring in 4 Navy SEALs, 4 SWAT team members. They step off and 4 of their children get on here. So all of a sudden, kids started to gather like there's no tomorrow. And all of a sudden, 5 kids would turn into 10 kids. And here's what happened. It became very obvious. You would get kids that some are black, some are white, some are brown, some are tall, some are short. 3 weeks earlier for before coming into this thing, these kids weren't even talking in the halls of their schools, weren't communicating. And here's the thing that is a mind numbing. A lot of times they wouldn't even like each other and they would not know why, right? Mm-hmm. We bring them in on this back then, the exercise program, and all of a sudden you've got these kids from all different cultures, ethnic backgrounds. The next thing you know, they're training together, and all of a sudden, not only are they not liking each other, they're high-fiving one another. They're giving each other a hug. They're encouraging one another. And the light just went off on our team, and we went, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to reach the youth of this nation with a program, not only to teach them every aspect of safety that they need to know, but to really go way above that and to absolutely start to reach and to change their hearts. This is what most programs have missed, Steve. There's many good programs out here. Excuse me. And I absolutely acknowledge that, and I thank these people for what they're doing. But Steve, they have missed the most critical part of the entire puzzle. In order for change to happen, yes, we must teach and train our youth every aspect of how to respond, how to respond after a tragedy happens. That's critical. But we have to reach the hearts of the youth of this nation. This is number one. This is our training program, P2P, Fit and Safe. That stands for Preparing to Prevent. When you reach the heart of these youth, and they start to understand that those to their left, to the right, in the front, in the back, not only are they bad, they're actually good people. They matter. And I'm not saying they're going to be the best of friends, but all of a sudden they're seeing each other in a different light. And we are instilling top character training into these kids, and we are just showing up and reminding them, teaching them, and training them, and letting them understand that they matter. Steve, their lives matter. This life has a lot of hard spots that's going to come for all of us. There's no question. Yeah. But we teach them that, you know what, you're not alone. You can get through this. And what I see happening, Steve, is miracles happening. And I use that word miracles because it is a miracle. We're walking into situations you think there is no hope. And I'm telling you, after 5 weeks on this program, you are watching things happen. We'll get an email going, I don't know what you folks are doing, but keep doing it because my son, my daughter is turning a corner. And that's just why we continue to do what we do.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, TJ, just meeting you today, Monica doesn't even know this. is I had 22 years in the fitness industry. We here in Northern California have one of the top health clubs in my family that I worked at. I think fitness is such a conduit to the heart because it does so many. I love that you're doing that. Monica, what are your thoughts on this? I know you partnered up with TJ, you're supporting him. Give us your thoughts.
So you're very motivated by kids to start with. We don't really understand and really know that we're motivated by kids, but we all are motivated by kids, their actions, their reactions. We're here to teach kids. We're here to train kids, but kids trains and teach us as well too. They have emotions, and sometimes we forget about that. And as we remember and figure out what's going on in their life and what their needs are, things start turning around a little differently in your minds. To see kids struggle, are you prepared to really understand what that struggle is, what that means, what that notification is that they're trying to, what are they trying to say to us?
Mm.
We don't really know what they're trying to say to us. And this awareness is huge for that. Just imagine if you have a teenager that's been through the program and they've learned how to recognize danger or de-escalate conflict, how to support their peers. They're going through growth. They don't know what these feelings are. And because of this training, they can avoid violences and they can and help other students that way. So I love this. I love this. We need more of this.
Well, I love that you said that the skill sets, those are hard to learn for kids.
They
A
are.
teacher's not going to teach that, a principal, a vice principal, a counselor, because they're not trained in it. They're just trained to get kids, I'm probably saying this wrong, through school. So thank you for sharing that, because those are important skill sets, even when they go out to the real world.
Absolutely.
Real world, but go out to the world outside of school.
That's right.
These translate. So TJ, walk us through when you come into a school so the audience can understand what you do. What's the journey when you come in to make these schools safer and make these kids safer?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, Steve, what we do is we, with Safer Schools Foundation, we say we're coming into a school in your community. We'll go on a fundraising campaign. It's always been my heart, Steve. I never ever wanted a school or a community. I never wanted a child to not have access to this program because of funding. Schools are having funding cuts, you know that, all across the board. I mean, it's really, really tough. So that's part of Safer Schools Foundation. We'll come on and we'll do fundraising. And we, if the school can help pay for part of the program, that's phenomenal. If they can't, that's also okay. We will go ahead and we will fundraise. We will get this entire program paid for. We go ahead and we build the small group exercise gymnasium that I told you about for the school. We match it up to their school's colors. And I don't know if you were aware of this, but on top of the gym, it's very important to me and our team, on the top of this gymnasium, Steve, sits a bridge. And we always ask the school or community, we like to honor somebody within that community, somebody within the school that meant a lot to them. It can be a teacher, it can be a law enforcement, it might be a parent, whoever it is, whoever they choose, we engrave their names on top of that bridge, because this gymnasium is built to last decades. So our goal is to install that gymnasium, and children that are coming up for generations, you know, they might look up and see this officer that lost his life in the line of duty, or somebody that stepped up and really participated in changing their life, and questions and conversations are asked. And it just is a great way to carry on a legacy and a remembrance of somebody. So we install the gymnasium, we all gather, and we bring in a team of trainers. We fly in a couple trainers from across the nation, highly qualified trainers. We start off by doing physical exercise on our gymnasium. We teach the trainers how to use it. The kids use it. We do all kinds of physical activities with the kids. Tug of wars. I mean, we do bag races. We do a lot of stuff. We bring in some professional athletes to really get involved with the kids. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we work these kids, they're sweating, and they just have a lot of fun. I mean, it's something else. They really feel motivated and encouraged. When that's done, it's a 20-minute, we'll work out for about 20 minutes. We hydrate. And Steve, we break down in what's called a mentor circle, okay? Our training program provides 7 training tiers. Each training tier has a different focus. Training tier number 1 is situational awareness, safety, and security, all the way down through training tier number 7, which is social media awareness and safety. So we break down into 7 mentor circles, okay? Now we provide, Safer Schools Foundation provides all the teaching and the training material for each one of these training tiers at an event. So Any officer, any coach, any parent that wants to lead a mentor circle, they have the material to teach that group of kids during this breakdown. Okay. So each kid is learning specific and very critical training information from each training tier at each event. Okay. And something that's very important to our team as well, Steve, and this is a big part of our training, is character building. Okay. So every training tier, Steve, every week is designed and titled after a top character trait. Example, week number 1 of our training, the focus for that week is honesty. So every child, you'll have parents, which you'll notice is you'll set this thing up in a school and all of a sudden parents are coming in and they're taking the program with their kids. It's phenomenal. But example, character training number 1 with honesty is every single person that participates that week, they have 7 days to focus on implementing honesty into every aspect of their life, making decisions that are honest and just really focusing on that trait. The following week before we train, we give each participant the opportunity to talk about, okay, the last week's character training, honesty. Did anybody have the opportunity to be dishonest? If so, every hand goes up. We've all had the opportunity. If so, did you choose the right thing? How did it impact your life? So the stories that start coming out are incredible, right? Like week number 2 is humility, all the way down. Our week number 7, I think you'll like this as a fellow believer, and I am a believer. Our week number 7 is for every child, every school staff, every teacher, everybody that by week 7 has heard of, participated in any way, shape, or form. This is the reason I left it to week number 7. Your character following for that week is to treat each other, treat everybody as you wish to be treated. To treat your neighbor, treat your fellow student, treat your parents, treat your teachers, treat the law enforcement officers. Before you make a decision and before you act, ask yourself, how would I want to be treated in this situation? How would I want to be treated? And then you respond the right way. Can you imagine the changes in our schools and our community, Steve, and our nation, if people would take a moment before you react, take 5 seconds, take a deep breath through your nose, exhale through your mouth. That's how long it takes to think a thought. How would I want to be treated? Our world can change. This is why this program is here. This program is not here just to teach how to respond after a tragedy occurs. That is what has always been done. And I'm going to ask you what you just told us in this podcast. In your perspective, what you just saw happen, it's not working. Change has to happen. And in order for that to happen, Steve, you have to reach the hearts of the kids of this nation. This is what has been missed. And when you reach their heart, when you get to a youth's heart, everything changes. Everything. We're watching it. And it's time for the people of this nation to understand this. It saddens me beyond words that I wake up and I see the news reports. Once is too many. On a consistent basis, I just cry because it can change. But for some reason, we have ignored what will change it. And it really hurts me I'm a father of 3 children and grandfather to 4. This is not a puzzle that is so astronomical you can't figure out. The pieces are here. It's here. Invest in the lives of these kids. In 2025, with the time of social media, phones, computers, we have a time where kids have more access to more information and are always, quote unquote, connected to other people, other groups, other activities. And yet right now in this time and age, our youth are more isolated than any time in the history of our nation. They have stopped. They don't even know how to communicate properly with each other because when they're in a group, drive anywhere you want. 95% will be looking at a phone instead of looking at each other. They don't get to know each other. They are being taught from social media, and anything that they see goes into their mind, and it can create all kinds of beliefs, hatred, dislike, dysfunction. This is a problem. But when you bring these kids together with Safer Schools Foundation's program and they're rubbing shoulders, training together. Now, when they're done physically training together, Steve, that's when we break down into mentor circles. And guess what happens here? Guess what happens? Communication. These kids that weren't talking, all of a sudden they are learning. One of the training tiers is enough is enough, the voice against all bullying. So all of a sudden these kids were sitting together. So I want you to envision 20 kids in one of these mentor circles. The topic is bullying. Conversation starts. Has anybody been bullied in any way, shape, or form? Everybody's kind of shy at first. One hand will go up, they share their story. Next thing you know, another hand goes up, they share their story. The next thing you know, they're talking with each other. Man, I'm really sorry that. And then the adult gets to step in. We teach them very, very not complicated, but very powerful ways to understand how to get through a bullying situation. And we've taken it a step farther than that. Not only do we address the person that's being bullied, but then we have a piece that we focus on the bully, not to condemn them, not to make them feel bad. Guess what? I've bullied people in my life, way, way back in the day. Am I proud of that? No. One thing you'll get from me, Steve, and I tell Monica and everybody that I work with, you're going to get truth. I have zero desire to operate out of truth. Did I ever bully somebody? You better believe it. And to this day at 56, I still, to this day, think about those days. And I ask the good Lord for forgiveness. But what we're doing is we're reaching to people in a way that all of a sudden they realize, wow, maybe I do need to make a change. And the next thing you know, and I'll end this question with this, but when you see somebody that was bullying somebody else, all of a sudden that's in the same circle, and these two people come together, these two people at the end of this event come together, and one of them says, man, I'm sorry. Guess what, Steve? A miracle just happened. And somehow we can't figure that out. But we have figured that out. That's why we exist.
Yeah.
And what I'm asking people for is the platform to get it out there because our children deserve it.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting as you're talking, and thank you, TJ. I think about all those things that happened in the last couple of weeks. You ask those parents now, yeah, I wish Safer Schools program was there. And you're right, it's after the fact. Those parents have lost kids. Those kids have lost friends. Those uncles, aunts, the whole family circle have lost people that can be avoided. We're coming to the end here. We have a few minutes, but there's a mental health piece here that's massive between adults and kids. Talk about how mental health is, you've talked about a little bit, how mental health is, what's the word I want to use? You help, I don't know if solves the right word, or make it so it's not as bad.
No, that's a great question. I'm going to use the word awareness. Okay. Mental health awareness. It's critical. Yep. And here's a lot of people, that I try and talk to people, and it's so critical. They really feel bad when you bring up the word mental health awareness. Like there's something wrong with me. You'll talk to a youth and all of a sudden they'll say, man, I just ain't not feeling right. Well, what's going on? Well, I'm having some problems at home. Starting to feel very angry. I'm starting to feel like nobody loved you. This is all classified under mental health awareness. Anything that is affecting the mind in a negative, depressing, anxiety way. This is an address that we do with mental health, and we tell these youth, please do not be embarrassed. Do not feel there's nothing wrong with you. We are here, and all of a sudden, we open a door, and I say the word all the time to communication, talk. And Steve, I'm telling you, and it breaks my heart, but I'm telling you this right now, today, right now as we're speaking, somewhere in this nation right now, there's a youth that is being led down a side road of anger. Every day he's going to school and he's facing something. And here's the thing, nobody around them knows it. They don't know it. They're unaware of it. Every day it's getting a little bit farther, a little bit farther, a little bit farther until bam, they go, you know what? I can't do it no more. And the shift happens in their mind and they carry out a terrible act of violence. Okay. This program, now, Steve, yes, I'm telling you, we have left no stone unturned in absolutely teaching and training our kids safety aspects, how to recognize, how to respond. I'm talking left zero left unturned, okay, to teach them and to train them. It's critical. But what we have done, as I told you so many times in this podcast, that student I just talked about that's veering to the right, going down that path, if you don't reach that student, then that is when bad things happen. You have to reach the hearts of the kids. We have the program to do it. We have it. We have a nonprofit that any business, any corporate business, any person will get a complete tax write-off to help support this program. We take that money and we donate it to the school or a facility. We give it to them and we get to the kids of this nation. And I'm going to say this as you ask this question. Think about this. We're getting ready to go to Uvalde, Texas. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. No. Okay. Do you remember the horrific shooting in Uvalde, Texas in 2022? Yeah. Okay. 19 children, 2 teachers murdered within the walls of their school. The actual gym that we built for them actually arrived to their facility yesterday. On top of this gym sits the 19 names of the children engraved on the bridge and the 2 teachers. Okay. We're going to fly into this community and we're going to do everything we talk about right here. We're going to train the JROTC cadets, the coaches, the kids in the communities. We're going to teach them this program, all of it. But as most important, we're going to show up into this community and we're going to show this community, the parents that are left behind, the families, that their loved ones shall never be forgotten. They are not a name. They are a child of God. That's who they are. And because of no fault of their own, their lives were tragically taken. We're going into this community. We heard one of the mothers that lost her child has turned to alcohol very heavily. So my hope and my prayer as we go into this community and we give them this program, and we're still fundraising for it. Anybody that wants to help get us down there, Monica could talk about that at the end of this, but we're going to go down there. And a couple of things I want to say, could just envision, Steve, if we get the opportunity to stand with that mother. And I want to look her in the eyes. And if she needs to cry on my shoulder, she can cry. If I need to cry on hers, I know she'll let me. But I'm going to give her a hug if she'll allow me. And I'm going to hold her hand and I'm going to say a prayer with her. This should have never happened. This should have never happened, and her life will never, ever be the same. But I share that story before we go into Uvalde. I want you to think about something. The individual that walked into that school full of hatred, that did an unthinkable act. I want to ask you, if we would have reached that individual with this program 3 months prior to him carrying out that act of horrific violence, and he would have rubbed shoulders with people, and we would have just got to him, would that have stopped the unthinkable? Guess what? I think it could. I'm not saying 110, but guess what? It's sure worth a try, right? 19 children and 2 teachers brutally slain. It's insane. It has to change. That is why we are here. And I am challenging the people of this nation, parents and schools. If something's not working, put your pride to the side and say, okay, it's not working. We need to make a change. And let's make a change. We have the program. We're not asking you for your money. The schools. I understand schools are financially strapped. I'm not coming after you going, hey, don't write me a check. Let our team go to work, get the communities the businesses in your community involved. Let's come together as a family and let's get to the kids of this nation and stop what's going on. That's why we're here. I want people to know about us. I want people to get involved. And let's go out here and do what our children deserve. They need to be safe and they need to be valued. If not us, then who? That's my question. I tell people all the time, if not us, then who? It's us. Let's go.
Yeah, and the awareness piece, because a lot of parents aren't aware of these things happen. I hear stories after these things happen. The parents are, I didn't know he was like this. And, you know, I see TV shows and TV shows replicate real life and they go, I wasn't aware. Just the awareness, you might not change this shooter, but you're aware of him and you move him from the situation.
Great point. Great.
I want to thank you because you're teaching me a lot. I'm a host here, but I get to learn a lot. Let's end with Monica because she's the good looking one of this group. How can people get involved? Where can they go? We'll get all the information on the show notes as well.
So we have a beautiful website. It's Safer Schools Foundation, saferschoolsfoundation.org. And on that website, there's a donation area where you can go in and donate. You will also find that we do have many supporters. We have UFC fighters, we have NFL, we have NHL, entertainers. So this program is very believable. Many supporters are behind us with this as well. We just ask that one more supporter means one more life. So go to our website, saferschoolsfoundation.org, and check it out. And even if you can't donate, then just share this podcast. Just get the awareness out there. This is what we're trying to do. We want people to be aware and aware of what we're offering.
Yeah, I love you, Monica, and I've known you for a while now. And I'm pretty emotional right now. I can't see through my glasses because I don't have kids. But I know when we see these stories, my wife will come in, hey, this just happened. It affects everybody.
Yes.
So I'm going to do something out of my heart. So audience, the first 5 people that donate more than $100 to the foundation, I will send you a book. It's one of my favorite books. You're going to get a reward. No, I'm stopping. The next 10 people reach out to Monica and I'll get their Monica's information. When you reach out and mention this podcast and donate $100, I will send 10 people a free book to help you grow.
That's great, Steve. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
So it's just, like I said, I barely see out of here. I don't have kids and it's affecting me. Imagine all the parents listening to this. And Monica, thank you for sharing this podcast. I'm going to end with this. And God bless both of you for what you're doing. Audience, support them, donate, go to the link. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, because when you get shows like this show, you share it with a parent that's freaking out about their kid's safety. Right. And they watch this and they go to their principal and the principal goes, there's this out there, and they reach out to TJ and Monica. Have you made an impact? Have you given a gift? We're in December now. It's Christmas time. That's what Serving Heart does. We give gifts out. Get this podcast out. And I'm going to share with a number of people. With that being said, TJ, Monica, and me want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast. And we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.